Hi, I'm Victoria and this is the Crime Corner. We unpack real crime stories happening in South Africa. So what began as a sober funeral gathering in Wentworth, Durban turned into a massacre. 2 young men dead, 7 others injured, all in a hail of bullets outside a flat where residents were supposed to feel safe. Let me take you inside on what happened, how the community is reacting, and why this adds to a growing crisis of gun violence in South Africa. So yesterday, on the morning of 14 November 2025, a group of young people aged between 15 and 22 were sitting outside a flat in Major Calvert Street, Wentworth, Durban. They had been waiting as friends attended a funeral nearby. Witnesses say 2 gunmen arriving in a grey Mazda 3 fired at the group with no warning. 1 victim was killed instantly, another died later in hospital while 7 were wounded. The shooters reportedly wore construction-type jumpsuit as a disguise, perhaps to blend in and then strike. 1 victim said they don't care who they shoot, children, elderly, women, we are living in fear. Police say the incident is suspected to be a gang or a drug theft war related, though community members argue the victims were simply sitting and chatting when they were attacked. When teenagers and young adults become the target of gunmen, the ripple effect is numerous for families, for entire townships, for Durban's social fabric. Preventions must run 2 tracks and rapidly. We cry out for prevention to run on 2 tracks. The first, disruption of supply of illegal firearms, and the second is early interventions of police. Thank you so much for watching. If you find this video important, please like, subscribe and camp here for more. This was the Crime Corner.
Welcome back. Thank you very much for staying with us. The community of Wentworth in the south of Durban is reeling after a shooting this morning that left 2 people dead and 7 others wounded. Now, it's believed the attack is linked to an ongoing gang violence that has plagued the area for years. The victims are aged between 15 and 22. Now, police have launched a manhunt for the 2 alleged assailants responsible. They say while the motive is unknown, turf and drug-related wars cannot be ruled out. SABC News senior reporter Jade Pulser reports.
Well, another shooting in Wentworth has claimed the lives of 2 people, with 8 others being rushed to hospital. As it stands now, police are still on the crime scene, cordoning off the area and speaking to community members with regards to the shooting that transpired just after 9 o'clock this morning. But to get more insight on how the living arrangements and living circumstances, rather, of the community of Wentworth here in KwaZulu-Natal are, I am joined by community leader Nolene Finn. Nolene, thank you so much for joining us. We often hear about the gang violence that transpires here in Wentworth. How difficult is it to live here?
Living in Wentworth is very traumatizing because this is something that has been going on for quite a while. We are bearing children almost every weekend in Wentworth. And I don't think the children realize the trauma that they are putting their families through and the community through.